Hello there, everybody. Eggsy here. I'm great. I'm feeling great today because I have 2 days ahead of me a vacation because Halloween is coming, guys. Happy Halloween. For those who are watching this video and who are new to my channel, just take note that my channel is related to webcomic art, anime, anything between. As long as you love those kind of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more contents in the future. And so let's begin. Let's begin because it's a very good day, good weekend. I hope you have a good weekend too, and you will manifest this good vibe by watching this video. Jokes aside, let's start. So I've been looking into my DeviantArt and I have actually noticed the progress I have made. So the oldest photo that I did that I have in my DeviantArt is actually from 2014, back when I was in college, back when I don't have any graphing tablet with me. And I'm gonna share to you a series of photos, the progress I've made, so you can see as well as a person. I'll just take note. Actually, I'm not a person from an art school. I did not graduate art school. I just have art as a hobby, using drawing every other day. I did not learn the basics, the fundamentals, the theories. I just happened to learn art from watching videos. So I'm just a newbie. But bear with me, guys. I'm gonna share to you the art progress I actually have. So this is the first photo. This is the photo, a drawing I did back in 2014. I don't have any graphing tablet with me, but just a mouse. Look at Kaneki. This is Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. Look at this messed up face. I don't have any graphing tablet with me. I just have a mouse. So please, please, please don't mock his face. His face is shit. Sorry. Okay, the next photo is this. I used mouse as well. As you know, mouse doesn't have the ability to adjust opacity every time you don't have the force. Mouse doesn't have a force. Mouse have like constant force every time you click and every time you release the click. So look at that. It's actually really good eyes, but it's just a miracle that I did this using mouse. That was when I was in college, 2014. That was like 8 years ago. And the next photo is, I guess, the best drawing I did using a mouse in 2014. This is Kaneki again. I tried to did justice for him and drew him as well again with a mouse, because back when I was in college, I really don't have enough money to buy myself a graphing tablet. Even my allowance cannot top to the price that back then was selling for around like 5,000 pesos, I guess, but I still can't buy it because poverty. But whatever the case, I think I did a really good job here, considering that this is drawn by the mouse, using dodge as a highlight, burn tool as the shadow, and I guess it looks cool. Yes, from a newbie like me, it's cool. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know what's the basics, the fundamentals, but for me it's a good picture with the mouse, considering with the mouse. All right. And so yes, I don't have a graphing tablet, so I started drawing sketches, and I did consider, how can I use this photo? I still want to share or expose my art into these drawings I did, so actually use Photoshop to color this line art that I did. So draw, take a picture of it, or actually scan it on a printer and color it on a Photoshop or any software that I have before. So this is Sakura looking behind this. I think I just copied this on an OST, and Naruto Shippuden, and yeah, this is Sakura with her bikini, and I think it looks good. I mean, I was really happy doing this. I'm glad that I was able to color using the dodge tool, the basic painting tools in Photoshop, and it turned out well, and I get addicted to it and so on. I did the same thing, but I did not post those photos on social media. So I just college life is really busy, considering that my degree is related to math, to technology, computer science, right? So after my math lessons, I used to draw anime figures on my paper. I guess you have did that as well, given that we have the same passion, which is art. I mean, you cannot help yourself but use your hands to draw, and having your pen, your ink be drawn out and just like dried out because of your hands keep on drawing figures, hands, eyes, whatever. And that is the case for me as well. And I have a lot of free time when I was in college, because I took lessons in summer so that I can free up my load and units in the next year. So I took my time buying 2B, 4B pencils. If I can remember correctly, those were Steadler pencils, and I was really happy. Like, I got excited. Like, I can draw this kind of image. I did this. This is Chloe Moretz because I had a crush on her before, and I have her as a reference. And I keep on watching films and drawing hands because people from the art school, I look at their like scrapbooks, what's that called, and they draw the basics. And yes, I started drawing eyes, the lips. That's the basic, the common subjects they have. The hands, of course. And I've been watching videos on YouTube and learning from them. I'm so glad that there are artists out there willing to teach people basics, and I learn from them, and I'm very grateful even up to this day. So drawing, yeah, having people, actors as references, and did me really great. And this is Dark Widow, and I can remember correctly back then I tried to like learn how to draw the hair using the 4B, using cotton to like spread. And I can remember also there was this kind of tool to spread the charcoal, and I guess it was like, I feel so professional if I buy those kind of stuff. Like back in these days, I have learned that there's this kind of kneaded eraser, an eraser that can be bended, that can bend, and I feel like so professional if I buy that. And I did buy that, and here, this is Paramore. I drew this back in 2014 with a kneaded eraser and a brush tool and a charcoal and a 4B, and it actually really is something that I feel so happy about. And because of that, until I have improved, I started drawing my friends, doing requests, but I did not sell them. I just have them as like a collection for future references for the future. And I don't remember, and I can't remember where these are now, but yes, I did post them on social media. And so that's just like 3 years having to draw on like with a mouse, and then sketching, and then after that I started drawing with colors and using color pencil for that. The subject here, I guess, was like the placebo eye. I guess it was on Tapastic, I guess, and also moved to like Webtoon. I don't know if it's already in Webtoon, but I used that as reference because the drawing there is really inspiring, but I don't have a graphic tablet with me, so I used color pencil in that matter. And so it's actually really restrictive. I didn't find not having a graphic tablet as some kind of a hindrance to pursue my career, not career, but my passion in art. But there's a lot of tools, so I bought these color pencils, and I was really proud because for me before, Faber-Castell is a really good brand. It looks like it looks like a professional brand. So I took a picture of it and I was so proud that I have these tools, and I started drawing subjects, references like Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. That was 2015, I guess, back then. And yeah, I started to learn how to color skin, the hair, how to feel like I don't know how you call this. I guess if you're coming from an art school perspective, they will have some kind of explanation, basics and fundamentals for this kind of drawing and how to do this properly. But for me, I was just like did whatever the YouTube videos are telling me to do, and so I guess it did not disappoint me somehow from drawing a lot of like stuff every other day, filling up my notebook with drawings. I guess it really did teach me I mean, I've been drawing Chloe Moretz a lot. Yes, because I have crush on her. And yes, it's actually really refreshing trying to draw a lot of characters. And this is Harry Potter. This is not on color pencil, but this is on a watercolor. As you can see, I drew this on watercolor. I've been experimenting with tools, and it's actually really rewarding to like, for example, if you share your drawing to your family, to your friends, and they see it and they praise you, and it's just like a really good feeling to have. It feels like what you did is good, what you did is great, that you have some kind of a talent, but actually you learn from it. You did a lot of drawings, scratch of papers thrown into the trash can, out of from it, because you are actually working hard to picture out and draw out what's in your head. And so as time passes by, I try to like fill in colored pencil, watercolor, pastel, and just combine them as like an experimental tool. And as I watched anime, I wanted to draw like a lot of like anime figures using the 4B pencils, the charcoal pencils. And then since I have like a money, I bought some pastel, color pastel with me, oil pastel, and it did actually great when like filled with the color pencil and the color pastel. It feels like it makes the picture more real. And as time passes by, every time I tried to experiment with the tools, I learned. And there's a lot of photos back in there in the Facebook, on the internet. There's like how to draw with a ballpoint pen, and drawing with a ballpoint pen makes the drawing more of like kind of a realistic. It's not the same with the oil watercolor pencils, or the thing, or the latter. I guess the ballpoint pen has this kind of textures, like it looks metallic. Drawing Iron Man before, and yeah, I started drawing more figures with the ballpoint pen, because like drawing with the color pencil is becoming more boring. I guess I wanted new tools. As an artist, I guess buying a lot of tools like ballpoint pens, color pencils, watercolors, color pastels, it makes me feel happy. Having those tools, those art tools, it makes me feel fulfilled to have bought them and have used them on art and make good art. Yes, this is, I guess, Percy Jackson, and try to draw him using a ballpoint pen and the color pastel, oil pastel, and it went out well. That was 2014. Like the series of years I've been doing physical drawing, because I don't have any graphic tablet with me. And as I have graduated from college, I started drawing line arts. I started drawing character study. Every time I read a novel, I draw after. I draw the character after. I will like have some kind of impression and imagine the characters in the novel and try to draw them on my sketch pad. And that made me feel, I mean, glad, because I get to see how I imagine the protagonists in the novels are. And every time after I read the novels, I will like imagine who is this character. And yeah, after watching like Marvel series, I draw them. This is I think this was, what, I forgot this character. This is actually a hero in the Marvel series, and it's on Netflix. I guess I just forgot. I bought a comics out of from it. Well, yes, as you can see, for those like from 2014 to 2016, I did improve a lot from using different tools and experimenting from it. So these images that I'm showing right now is the image I have from 2019. That's when I bought the first graphing tablet ever from my colleague. She sold it to me for like 3,000 pesos, and that's very cheap. So I did buy it from her because she's a graphic designer. I know that this item is going to be solid, and I did, and I started drawing. It feels like everything in art is within my grasp. Having a graphing tablet in front of me and able to draw what I wanted to draw before, and slowly by slowly, like from 2019 to 2020, I feel like I am progressing into some kind of thing. This in this photo, like this is the first time I tried to like use texture, and it's really quite rewarding for me. And ever since then, I started drawing more pictures with colors, experimenting with highlights and shadows, and actually supporting creators in the internet, and having like subscribing to their Patreon and having their PSD files, and learning from their PSD files and how they structure their layers. And there's a lot of things that can be learned from these creators. You just have to like support them, get knowledge from them, and it's a give and take, and it's actually really cool. And as time passes by, I get to learn to know what I really like with my art. So these few photos that I have in my art station, these are the photos, the art kind of art style that I feel like that I can resonate with. And I think as I draw every other day, I can actually see where my art style is headed, and I think that this might be the art style that I'm actually looking for, that I was aiming for. And that's, I guess, is the thing, because now that I'm creating my own web comic series, nice, not a series, I mean, I'm a newbie, I'm a beginner, I started to create my own webtoon canvas. I have been drawing ever since and improving ever since, and it's crazy to see how I progressed from like 8 years. You see, like from drawing in a physical paper into drawing in a graphic image, and it's rewarding at the same time. It's fulfilling having this as a hobby but not as a career. I would have been more expressive if this is my work, but I guess having this just as a hobby makes me feel like I need to put more time into this. But for now, I guess, as you can see, there's a lot of improvement from the past 8 years that I did. I mean, did not have the basics, the fundamentals, but I did have the idea from watching the tutorials on YouTube, and I guess it's a really, really good progress for me, and I'm gonna make more progress in the future. And yes, guys, if you want this kind of content, like if you want more contents like these, please do subscribe and comment. And that's it, guys. See you soon. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.